Good evening. I am reading the Daily Bread from Monday, May 25th. I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me, from Psalm 3:5, the heading. Finding rest. Tactical napping is a series of guidelines for soldiers for effective 10 to 30 minutes of sleep. While experiencing a rush of adrenaline, loneliness, or anxiety, sleep-deprived soldiers may not be able to relax. Tips include using earplugs and reading before bed. They're even offered military-grade caffeinated chewing gum to reduce grogginess after a nap. It's when we most need rest that it's often difficult to find. King David experienced this after fleeing into the wilderness to escape his son Absalom's treason. David and his followers wept aloud at his betrayal, with their heads covered in mourning. In fact, the whole countryside wept aloud. It was around this time that David cried out, "Lord, how many are my foes?" Perhaps thinking about past troubled nights, however, David continued, "I lie down and sleep. I wake again, because the Lord sustains me. I will not fear." David realized that God, not Absalom, was in charge of his situation. David even sent the Ark of the Covenant back to Jerusalem, acknowledging that the future was fully in God's hands. Sleep feels especially fleeting when we're facing adversary in our waking hours, but it's a good reminder of how many things are outside our control. Yet God sustains us, and as we trust Him, He can help us lie down in peace. The questions: what keeps you from true rest? How can you surrender to God? How can you surrender to God? How can you surrender to God produce peace? How can your, it looks funny to me, how can your surrender to God produce peace? Thank you for listening. The prayer at the end, I knew I'd get it. Dear God, thank you for keeping watch while I sleep and when I wake. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.